Hey everyone, it's Divine Readings with a Gypsy, and today I don't know how impossible making this video is going to turn out, and I don't know if I'm just going to have it all in one shot or multiple shots, so bear with me as I go through this video talking about an overview or review of the Earth suit or the Pentacle suit that we just done last week or the week before. I don't remember. Because of my daughter being in the hospital and stuff, my sense of time and space is completely obsolete. And I'm wearing headphones because I have spitting children across the floor right now. Anyways, to just kind of go through this real quick, this is just a brief overview. This is not a detailed overview like I did with my other videos. So if you wanted to check out the other videos, check out the links and stuff like that below and or on the Quirk card playlist. And I'm going to put all these videos all in the same playlist just to have some organization skills of my life. I need some organization in my life. Anyways, as I was saying before in my previous video, all the Earth suit or the page suit, like I said before, is kind of all on some sort of spectrum. And this is called the Quirk card spectrum, and I believe this is very fundamental when you go explore archetypes and the Quirk card systems or just archetypes in general. This is a good spectrum. If you believe in the Myers-Briggs, I highly recommend you watching Veronica Jude's video on the Myers-Briggs system. I reference that all the frickin' time, and if she knew that, I think she would be totally flattered. But so everything is on a spectrum, and every Quirk card is on a spectrum too. And since today we're talking about Earth, all the not the pentacles, just the pentacles, but the pages and the suit of pentacles are all Earth. The Earth part of the spectrum is exactly how it sounds. It is Earth. It is grounded. It is the most stable of all the Quirk cards. It's unmovable. It's of the physical world. It's of the physical body. It's of the physical elements of the Earth. And everybody that's in that Earth spectrum or that Earth archetype, which is the pentacles and the pages, all are going to be of that physical realm within themselves and of that physical plane. And certain things of that means more to that person than other things, like emotions don't really mean much unless you're the Page of Cups or the Queen of Pentacles. So it all falls on that spectrum in some shape or form. Moving past the spectrum just for a moment, I will kind of describe briefly some of the personality quirks that an Earth archetype might have. If you are the pages, you're going to tend to be more of a grounded individual, whereas if you're following more of the Pentacle suit, as you move past the pages into the knights and the queens and the kings, they're going to be the less grounded suits because pages is all about Earth. And yes, the other three, it has Earth in them, but they're not going to be inclined to be as grounded as these pages are. And also, being of Earth, you're going to tend to be more traditional. You're going to be always looking your best or concerned about physical appearances. And also, I was doing this in the Quirk cards as sex personality quirks. You will be more inclined to have your physical body's needs met in the bedroom than somebody else with another archetype or another element archetype. Ultimately, the Earth provides food, the Earth that we walk on, shelter it from the elements, and it's our provider. It's our provider archetype, or it's our provider element. So anybody who falls on this spectrum of Earth is going to be more of the physical world or the earthly plane, and they will be more of the providers, and not as much as somebody who's the pages, but some of these other archetypes as well, the knights, the queens, and the king of the pentacles or the earth suits, are going to have some of these kind of traits as well. They're going to still be concerned of the physical world, but they're not going to be as much or as the pages are going to be. Also, other things like astrology could play a factor in your quirk card archetype and your on that quirk card spectrum. I know that someone in the chat, specifically Tiger's Abyss, but somebody was interested in the astrology, and they were wondering, how does these quirk cards fall on the astrology spectrum? And astrology does play a part on how you land on that spectrum, but you have to also remember that no matter who you are and where you are in your life, you're always going to fall somewhere on this spectrum, and you're not always going to be the King of Cups, and you're not always going to be the Page of Pentacles. You're always going to fall somewhere on the spectrum all the time. You're not going to be pigeonholed always to one or the other. And you may be more inclined to be mainly one, but you will have still some traits of the other. And like, for an example, my husband is a very strong Knight of Pentacles. However, he does have traits of Knights of Swords and has traits of other elements as well. So you can't always be pigeonholed into one in particular. The whole point of this video is just to be a very brief overview of the earth elements. It's not supposed to go in depth. If you want to go more in depth, check out some of my other videos with the quirk cards and the individual quirk card personality archetypes and quirks. I highly recommend that. And always ask questions and comment down below in those videos. I will read them, even though I might not get to everybody, and I'll try to answer those questions along the way. So, I love you all. Blessed be. Kisses aside.